My name is Harvey Cola, and I am actually in the exercise science program.
Uh,
As a matter of fact, I just earned my associates, and I'm working on my bachelor's, and hopefully by the end of this year, that will be complete. I sort of took an unconventional path in the whole field of personal training and fitness. I'm a military brat, so the military was something that was crucial for my development. Not to mention the fact that my father was going to let me do anything else other than continue in his footsteps. So I've known about fitness from a very early age. Very early age. I was a four-letter man in high school, so fitness was something that was just ingrained. The exercise science program was almost a no-brainer for me. I had known about Dr. Fred Hatfield for many years before I even knew that they had a university. So when I stumbled across Lionel University, it was it was a godsend. It truly was. I don't think that I've ever made a better decision in my life other than my education here at Lionel. And I do mean that. It was really easy to enroll. It took the guesswork out of it, it took the fear out of it, and it was just a streamlined, super easy process. I felt welcome from the very first day. The feeling of anxiety left immediately when I started communicating with the administration of Lionel, and the process was just super smooth. It really was. It was so easy that they made you want to be a part of Lionel University. Oh, wow. I ran the gamut of emotions. One, because of my age. I began attending Lionel at the age of 60. So it had been, and I had taken classes and courses in the military, but nothing to the magnitude that I am going to be a college student, and this is something that I have to see through. So at 60 years of age, I decided this is something that I need to get a formal education in the field of fitness. I had been in the industry for about 40 years. I've been in the industry, but formal education was something that I didn't do. I took all the certifications. I got all the hands-on experience in the different box gyms and the whole nine. And this was really scary for me. I'm like, at 60 years of age, is this something that I can actually maintain? Can I do this? It wasn't until I received my associate's degree that I realized this is doable. This is something that I can do. And at my age, it started to be less of a factor when I received that degree. So that's where I am now. And again, hopefully by the end of this year, I will have received and earned my bachelor's, and the sky's the limit. It really is. And I'll be 62 in June. And I'm still just excited about education as I've always been. So I'm loving this journey. I really am.
what was like the thought process there?
I sort of fell into the personal training field. It was completely out of necessity. It was in basic training. And in basic training, there is a process by where if a soldier does not pass their physical readiness test or any aspect of the basic training the first time around, they're actually, the process is called recycle, meaning that you have to take basic training over again. So there were a few soldiers who could not pass their physical fitness test, and it was basically just the push ups and the sit ups. And being the fact that I was an athlete, I drew on my experience from high school to help these soldiers pass their PT's tests or their physical readiness tests so that they could move on with their careers. So from that moment, the personal training bug just bit me. And I've been off and running ever since in this whole field of training people and seeing the impact that I had in their lives, because these soldiers could have been recycled, and you only get 2 times to try in basic training before you wash out. And to have them thank me for helping them pass their push-ups, knowing that I really didn't have formal training at this, I just drew on my wrestling background, football background, and helped these guys pass their physical, readiness tests. And I've been involved in the fitness field ever since, taking the different certifications. But again, I didn't have a formal education. I just had hands-on experience by being in the gym. And again, exercise science just seemed like a natural progression from what I have been accustomed to doing, just with the certifications and things of that nature, from gym to gym. Our instructors are top notch. They really are. They are so engaging and very challenging, may I add. As a matter of fact, I've had as a grown man, I've had some crying experiences with certain classes, because they're really challenging, but they cause you to rise to a higher standard, because the professors are no nonsense. I mean, if you think that you're going to be given a grade and not earn a grade, you're at the wrong university. I'm sorry. You will earn every grade that you get here. And I like that challenge. It's not a cakewalk. It is definitely not a cakewalk. It's not for the faint of heart. But the support is second to none. If you're having an issue, all you have to do is reach out to one of your professors, and it gets handled there. If it's something that a professor doesn't know, they're going to go to the administration. But rest assured, whatever issue that you're having, it's going to get resolved. And I so love that. I really do. Moving from course to course and seeing some of my classmates, the same classmates from when I began here at Lionel, is just, and excuse me, because this is emotional. It's really emotional, because the encouragement that I get from my classmates when I see someone from one class to the next and they acknowledge you as, good to see you, brother, or something of that nature, is just, it's overwhelming. It really is, because there's so much support here from, again, the administration, your professors, your classmates. They're not going to let you fail. There's just too much encouragement, and they're going to help you through whatever trouble that you're having, whatever difficulties that you're having. Lionel is here for you all the way around the spectrum. Truly. I would recommend Lionel to them because of their support. You're not a number here. You are, as a matter of fact, quick story. I had a 4.0 in one of my semesters, and Lionel recommended me to the National Society of Leadership Success. Unbeknownst to me, I had no clue that it was actually coming. But because of my GPA that semester, I became a part of the National Society of Leadership Success because that's what Lionel saw in me. That's what they saw in me. They saw this guy, he's a leader. You know, he's no nonsense. And I like that to come across in my papers that I write, in my discussion questions, in various courses. I like to come across as someone with leadership qualities. And Lionel saw that in me because, again, I didn't know it was coming. And I received a letter from the National Society of Leadership Success stating that I was recommended by Lionel University. I was floored. But so honored. Very much so. Very honored.